Well, wasn't that a lovely introduction? It's worth getting a PhD to wear this hat and have an introduction like that. Isn't this a fabulous day? Isn't it amazing? Doesn't the campus look glorious? So let's echo the Chancellor's thanks. Let's thank all the people who put out the chairs. Let's thank all the people who have mowed the lawn and planted. Let's thank all the people who have led you to your seats. Let's thank the community service officers. Let's thank the staff who've made it possible and volunteered their time. Thank you, everyone. I knew you wanted to say thank you. El campus se ve especialmente hermoso hoy. Gracias a todos aquellas que han hecho la graduación de hoy tan alegre. Lamento que hoy no voy a dar mi discurso en español. Por favor, perdóname. Mientras yo no hablo en español porque no quiero que ustedes rían de mí. Mi español está horrible. Ahora voy a hablar en inglés, lo siento. What an honor and privilege it is for me to present to you perhaps your final lecture from a UCSB faculty. A commencement speech is meant to be full of jokes. Well, I am sorry to tell you that I'm absolutely horrible at telling jokes, so I'm doing you a favor by not scattering them throughout the talk. Just like Dean Hale didn't sing, I am not going to tell jokes. However, as it is Father's Day tomorrow, I thought I would offer just one joke I heard. I was told fathers would enjoy it. What do you get when you cross an elephant with a rhino? Elephino. You're supposed to groan at that. Only the dads are meant to laugh. Pretty bad, huh? Now you see why I don't tell jokes. I've just asked all of us to thank the people who make graduation such a beautiful and significant day in our lives. I could see how appreciative you all are, and I want to take this opportunity to point out that the people who do much of the work of putting out the chairs, maintaining the gardens, providing food services, are often very low paid. At the University of California, that's all 10 campuses, not just this campus, they may also be members of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFSCME. That union has 24,000 members in the whole of the UC at all 10 campuses. AFSCME, I sometimes wonder why we can't have more creative names for unions, but that's another story. AFSCME asked commencement speakers Senator Kamala Harris and Congressperson John Lewis to boycott UC commencements this year as an act of solidarity. AFSCME went on strike in early May, but they have not yet been offered an agreement that they feel respects the dignity of all human labor. AFSCME asked the University of California Office of the President, the headquarters of our 10-campus system. UCSB does not negotiate at this level. AFSCME asked the university, the whole university, to freeze healthcare costs, not to delay retirement age, and to examine more closely the significant pay disparities between employees of color, women and men, and white employees. AFSCME workers include custodians, gardeners, food service workers, and facilities maintenance staff. Many UC AFSCME members include health workers at campuses with medical schools. During the strike, those health workers created a patient protection task force that was in place to respond to requests for emergency patient care assistance. They made sure that they created humane possibilities if anything was to go wrong for any patient. The speaker invited initially to this graduation, Marcos Vargas, pulled out on Thursday to show solidarity with this boycott request from AFSCME. Here is an extract of what he said. I strongly urge the UC administration, that is the Office of the President, not this campus, to negotiate and address issues of fair and equitable wages and affordable health care, to address issues of immigrant rights, protections from sexual harassment, and retirement security. I stand, he says, with the 25,000 members of ASME Local 3299, 91% of whom are women and people of color. Just as we thank all those who have worked so hard to make this day such a joyful day for us, might I ask you all to think about how you could act in solidarity with our AFSCME colleagues as you leave your undergraduate studies behind. Having been invited to be the commencement speaker, a huge honor and a privilege for me, it brings tears to my eyes if I think about it, I trust you will allow me to offer some thoughts to all of you who graduate today. Well, you're all sitting down, so you have to allow me to do that. As you prepare for your next steps in the adventure that we know as life. Just 2 days ago at the Arthur Murray Dance Studios in Santa Barbara, I was dancing a choreographed piece that combined Michael Jackson moves with an Argentine tango. An unexpected combination. It was something I'd asked my dance teacher to choreograph. It worked well if the comments of those in the audience were anything to go by. But then, most of them were anxious to get to the next dance routine. I mention my dance today because it is unexpected combinations such as that which can often work very well, and these are the through line for my talk. I have already, perhaps unexpectedly, combined this commencement speech with a short description of the recent ASME strike. Unexpected connections. The word education is derived from the Latin educere, to mean to lead away from, and this is what education must do. Encourage us all to be led away from our comfortable and familiar ideas into realms where we can make unexpected connections, creatively and with thought for all who are less fortunate than ourselves. That is what universities do. Lead people away, lead us all, including yourselves, away from predictable ways of thinking into new spheres of thought, research, and life. Certainly novels offer us unexpected combinations, which they hint at through their titles. Recent examples include, for me, Laila Lalami's Hopes and Other Dangerous Pursuits, or Paula Marshall's The Chosen Place, The Timeless People, or Arundhati Roy's The God of All Small Things, or Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye. All of these books are books that every human being on the planet should read. And the titles offer unexpected combinations of words and ideas to tempt us into reading the book. At this graduation, we also have an unexpected combination of social science disciplines: anthropologists, communications majors, economists, and political scientists. Let's hear it from all of you. Plus, of course, all those who want to simply graduate with their friends, or others who, for a host of reasons, simply wish to graduate on a Saturday. But you're all here. This unexpected combination of disciplines at our ceremony today could provoke us to imagine how we could improve the best university system around the globe, the University of California. Yep, let's hear it for the University of California. No going to sleep here. Now, when I teach a class at this stage, I would ask students to turn to their neighbors and discuss how they might imagine the UC being even better than it is today. But don't worry, you have mostly completed all your coursework, so I will not inflict a final exercise on you. I also notice that some of you are listening intently with your eyes closed and your heads nodding. So I'm not sure how great a discussant you would be for your neighbor anyway. So let me offer some of my ideas. Of course, a basic premise to imagine better universities is to ask that all universities pay a fair wage to all those who work as employees. In addition to this being the decent thing to do, it could also be a role model for all organizations and institutions. Universities, as we all know, are the places in society where we create new knowledges, where we often work with others, many of you, to create new knowledges. New knowledges so that ultimately we can think of ways to reduce inequality. And once we reduce inequality, we have more people who can work to create new knowledges to reduce inequality, and so on. You get the idea. It's an inclusive thing to create new knowledge. New knowledges are best created when disciplinary boundaries become more porous, when they relate to each other, when there are, however, unexpected connections between disciplines. That is, the university becomes more of a place. Please note I say more of a place because our campus, UCSB, is already world-renowned for its interdisciplinarity. The university becomes more of a place where students could take courses in many subjects across the campus, including for their major, studying physics alongside communications courses or chemical engineering with anthropology. So that the person who emerges from our university is someone who has already started to make unexpected connections. When you do that, you have a communications specialist stroke physicist who knows better how to explain, for example, why cosmology, the behavior of the material universe, is intrinsic to our lives, or why the study of subatomic particles has led to nanoscience, which in some instances is working hard to decrease the impact of pollution. In the same way, the anthropologist stroke chemical engineer is well placed to see which of their water purification systems, for example, would work best in Michigan and which would work well in Madagascar. Without that communication and without that anthropology, and of course without economics and political science, not forgetting sociology or ethnic and global studies, all of our inventions and scientific research could go for naught. I urge you, therefore, wherever you find yourselves in your future lives, to work so that universities and all institutions, organizations, not just universities, of course, become spaces where unexpected connections, unexpected combinations become the order of the day and not just for the few. Sin las ciencias sociales no hay crítica. Sin crítica no hay argumento. Sin argumento no hay política. Sin política no hay democracia. Y sin democracia perdemos nuestra humanidad. Without the social sciences, there is no critique. Without critique, there is no argument. Without argument, there is no politics. Without politics, there is no democracy. And without democracy, we lose our humanity. It is you students who constantly teach me that life is a marvelous adventure, and I urge you to continue to embrace it and to hug it and kiss it and make sure you always create unexpected connections. Make a better society in whatever way you wish, but do it in unexpected ways. Congratulations, class of 2018!